Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, FaithChick777 DIY by Design. My name is Linda. Today we are working on a wooden mini book stack, a design team project for Reneabouquets.com. Let's get started. So I'm starting here with a little wooden sign. I'm going to use this as my base for my project. I'm going to remove the wire hanger and then also take as much of the paper off the front as I can. I don't care if I don't get it all because I will end up painting it and putting prettier paper on top. And then I've got the mini wooden books here. These wooden books I found at a garage sale about a year ago, a little bag of various sizes. These are the larger of all the books I have, and they run about 2 3/4 inches by 4 inches, so very tiny. And then the bottom piece is only 4 1/2 by 6 inches. So if you don't have these little wooden books and you want to make a project like this, you can go to the craft stores in the unfinished wood section, and they have all different sizes of rectangular pieces of wood, and you can make those wood pieces look like a book. It doesn't have to be a book to look like a book once we're done decorating. So right now I'm cutting all the pieces of the papers for this project. These papers are all by Prima Marketing 12 by 12 paper collections. They can be found at Reneabouquets.com. The collections are Flirty Fleur and Amelia Rose. They are, as I said, 12 by 12, and they are accented with foil on the paper. Very beautiful collections. I'm just making sure all these pieces fit and making sure I score the spines really well so that when I go to glue the pieces and wrap them around the books, it has a nice tight fit. It'll take me a few minutes here to get everything cut out. All the pieces are just about the same size. I don't mind mixing and matching my paper collections. A lot of people, if they find a collection they like, from a manufacturer, they'll buy all the paper and the flowers and the embellishments in that particular line, and they don't like to stray outside of that collection. And that's okay. But I don't mind mixing and matching different collections, even from different manufacturers, as long as, all the patterns and things match and the colors match, I'm good to go. So off camera, I sewed all my pieces with a sewing machine. I sew around the perimeter. I like to do that. It gives texture. I even sewed around where the spine is on the book pieces so that it kind of accentuates the spine area. I'm cutting off all the excess pieces, and then I'm going to come in with my Prima Distress tool and roughen up all the edges. Those of you that have been with me for a while know that I love my Prima Distress tool, but I've stated a lot, and I'll state it in every video in case I have new subscribers. This tool is hard to find now, but there are some other options. There is the Tim Holtz Paper Distresser. It's a smaller tool, but it works well. Or if you don't have that, you can open up a pair of scissors, use the sharp edge of the scissor blade and roughen the edge, run it along the edge of the paper. It'll roughen that edge of the paper for you. I'm going to set these aside, and we're going to come in and paint the books and the wood block now with Prima Marketing Heavy Black Gesso. I love using this as well as the heavy white gesso. And I'll usually, because it is such a thick viscosity, I don't have to usually do too many coats. I come in with a pouncy brush, and I use a pounce motion up and down along the edges of each piece, and then along the perimeter on the top and bottom part of the piece, and I will heat set it once I've pounced it on. And when you heat set it and it's pounced on, it'll have like this really kind of tiny micro dot texture on it. It's really cool. I like that versus just painting it on with a paintbrush, and that gives you more of a smoother texture. Going to move on to the books now and kind of show you how I do that. I do take a paintbrush and paint the pages section of the book because it's really rough needed to be smooth, but I didn't smooth it. I just went ahead and left it alone. But if I had used my foam pounce brush on it, then it would have probably cut up my brush. So I kind of paint the intersection with the paintbrush, and then I come around with the pounce brush and follow up with that. And to set these really, really fast, I'll pull out my heat tool. I love my heat tool. You can find craft heat tools in the craft stores, but I actually bought mine from Harbor Freight. It's an industrial heat tool. That'll come up here in just a minute or so. I'm just letting you see a little bit more of this paint technique. I hope it doesn't get too boring for you, but I just kind of wanted to show you the process. And here comes my heat tool. Nice and big, but it gets really hot and it dries everything in about 10 seconds, and I love it because I'm very impatient. And done. Okay, so now we're going to go in and start gluing the papers on. I'm using Beacon Fabri-Fix glue. I wanted to show you the other option of Fabri-Tac. Both are very good glues. I just usually go for the Fabri-Fix because it does dry quicker. The Fabri-Fix I have found in store only at Hobby Lobby. You could probably find it online, but the Fabri-Tac is in store on all of the major craft stores, even Walmart, and I know you can find that online. Once I glue the paper piece on, I follow it up with this rolling brayer tool, because that helps me to make sure that I get all my edges pressed down really nice. I just kind of roll it on there, smooth it on there, and I know it's stuck down. So we're going to go through the process of doing this on all 3 book pieces. So I'll be a little bit silent here. I'll give you a little bit of a break from hearing my voice, but I'll chime in every few seconds to let you know that I have not left the building. I'm not out for a coffee or tea break. I am still here with you. I haven't forgotten about you. And we're going to get this project done. There, I wanted to show you how I sewed the spine there a little bit on that paper, just so you could see it a little bit better. You'll really be able to see it here on the black in just a second. It really shows up well on the black paper. This is the tedious part of the project, but we have to get this done so we can, there, see that spine? That looks really nice. But we have to get this done so that we can go to the fun part of it, which is decorating with all the pretty embellishments. Last book, here we go. Coming in around the book, and done. So we're going to come up here on our first Reneabouquets product. It's Beautiful Board Laser Cut Chipboard. It's the printed Beautiful Board, and it's Romance and Roses. It's a set of 4 Romance and Rose tuck-ins. I'm going to use one of these pieces, and I'm going to just glue it on this very first book, only half of it, because I want part of it to hang off the edge of the book just to give it a little fun texture. And I want to be able to see it too. It's so pretty and it's so intricate cut. As you can see here where I place my books on this bottom board, I'm going to place it near the back edge of the board so that I have a couple of inches in front and around to kind of glue flowers and embellishments. Gives me a little bit of room since this project is so small. And right here I'm just kind of marking where I want that top book to lay on the middle book so I know where to glue it. And I'm going to glue this Beautiful Board Laser Cut Chipboard Shabby Sweetheart Clock Face. It's the small size, and use 2 of these Beautiful Board Laser Cut Chipboard decorative clock hands. They come in a set of 6, the medium size. I'm going to use those 2 of those pieces as well, of course the longhand and shorthand. I'm going to glue the Shabby Sweetheart clock onto the second book right here, hanging off of the left edge, since the Romance and Rose tuck-in is hanging off of the right edge. So I'll let it hang off that so it counteracts with the other hanging off on the other side. And I want to be able to see it a little bit. And since we're stacking, you know, we have to let a little bit of the embellishment show. Glued that, I'm going to put the little long hand here. And I'm going to add a little bit of black chipboard from my stash. That clock raises up my book a little bit. You'll see here when I go to try and lay it down, I'm going to flip the book stack up. After I added one piece of this chipboard, it's still not quite tall enough to match the thickness of the clock face. I'll lift it up here and you'll see how the book is laying on an angle. See that? We don't want that. So I add one more piece off camera of the black chipboard, and now you can see how it lays nice and level. I'm going to add a few embellishments from my stash here, and I say from my stash, that just means it's supplies that I have that are not found at Reneabouquets. So I'm laying that Tim Holtz clock face and this Prima resin clock face on the first book. I let that book kind of stick out a little bit so I have room to lay some embellishments. And I'm going to come in with a rolled rose from my stash. And then the rest of the flowers are all flowers from Reneabouquets. These flowers here, these roses, are actually mulberry flowers. And I use 4 different sets of pink and white flowers from Reneabouquets. And I want you to know that these mulberry flowers are handcrafted in-house. Yes, in-house from Reneabouquets. Renee uses high-quality mulberry paper so that they give you unique colors and high quality flowers. They are just gorgeous. I'm also using some Prima marketing flowers here. One of the flower collections is from Spring Farmhouse, and the flower pack is called Beautiful Life. It's going to be all the little mini flowers and the buffalo check flowers. And then the other flowers I'm using, it's the one that's kind of on the corner there. It's light pink. It's from Prima Marketing Poetic Rose collection flowers, and the pack is called Roses for You. And all the rest of the pink and white flowers are from Reneabouquets. And I'll have all those links down below to all the flowers. It's kind of hard to tell you what's what here because the video moves so fast, but there's a set of 12 roses, gardenias, and leaves. They come in pink and white. There's a set of 13 wild roses, gardenias, and leaves. They are only in ivory. I used 2 more sets of pink and white flowers. There's a set of 13 of roses and leaves, and there's a set of 24 mini pink and ivory roses and leaves. And I know they all say roses and leaves, but it's because some are mixed, different mixed flowers, and some are just the same type of flower with leaves. Now this chipboard piece I'm showing you is another beautiful board laser cut chipboard. It's Beautiful Bits laser cut chipboard. It's called Spring, and Beautiful Bits are simply smaller designed chipboard pieces, and you can see it's not much bigger than that buffalo check plaid flower there. They're nice and tiny to be able to tuck in and amongst your embellishments. I just really love them. And there's 2 designs in this Beautiful Bits collection called Spring, and I'm using one of them. This wood piece is a from Prima Marketing, and I'm using it, I'm hanging it off the edge of the book, but it's meant to be like the title of the book for the spine of the book, and it says Together. And I'm just adding, and I thought it'd be cute to hang it off the edge to just kind of give it a little whimsy. And now I'm just going around and adding some more Prima Marketing flowers and some more Reneabouquets flowers. I'm sticking with kind of the pinks and the whites and the grays and a little bit of kind of a black in here in this shabby chic. I'm adding the other clock hand here. I'm going to tuck it in my flowers, the little short hand. I used the long hand on the clock if you'll remember, and I'm coming in with my favorite Reneabouquets butterflies, Magical Miniatures. They are double-sided, and these are Aurora Borealis in pink. And these beautiful doves are Printed Beautiful Board. Laser cut chipboard, of course. It's a set of 6 white doves, and this is the size small. I'm going to glue it to the resin frame. And this is just a little ephemera piece. Again, another title for the spine of my book. It says, "Let's stay home." So basically, the thing that I want to portray in this project, my idea is let's stay home together. We have a lot of time. So that's what I'm kind of doing with this project. That's kind of my theme. These are more Reneabouquets beautiful boards. They come in a set of 3. They're called spring butterflies. I mean, look at the detail on just the wings. The flowers and things cut out in the center of those wings are just gorgeous. I put a little foam tape on the middle of the body of that butterfly, and I added a chipboard piece from Prima Marketing Amelia Rose collection in the center of that butterfly. I thought it was a really cute touch. And I'm adding more Reneabouquets flowers here, so it gives me a little something to kind of lean that spring butterfly up against. Just kind of lean it there and glue it on the edge. It looks really super cute. They're really large size butterflies, super cute, and you get 3 sizes in the set. And then off to the side, I'm going to add this May Art silk ribbon. It's from my stash. I just tied it in a little bow, and I'm going to glue it right here. I think it gives a little romance to the project. And I was going to glue this little flower here, and I tried it a couple of times and decided against it. No flower. And then I'm going to come in lastly and finish this project off with some 3D matte gel. It's kind of a matte medium, and some Reneabouquets chunky glitter glass in pink. I have just a little bit left. And what I like to do is use a paintbrush and kind of put this matte medium on. It's kind of acting like a glue here. And then I'll pour the glitter glass on top, and I'll tap off, turn the project over, kind of tap off or shake off the excess into this little tray here to catch all the excess glitter glass so that I can pour it back in my jar. So I hope you enjoyed this project. I'll have all the links down below to everything Reneabouquets. Come like us on Facebook. Come join the Artists with an Edge Facebook group, where artists around the world are creating and sharing projects using Reneabouquets product. Come join and follow the blog for design team inspiration. Come follow us on Pinterest. I will also have a May coupon code down below for 15% off Reneabouquets Mulberry paper flowers. I will have all my links to all my social media. Come follow me there. Leave a comment down below. Come subscribe to my channel. I thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.